Now, here's a concept you have to have, right, to do moral thought. At least I think you do, right? And so do a lot of other people, right? It's called supererogatory. An action that is above and beyond the call of moral duty, right? Not required, but commendable if done. It's the right thing to do if you want to do it, but you don't have to do it, right? A good example of this in our culture, right, is give to charity. If you don't give to any charity at all, that's okay. You're not a bad person, right? If you give to one charity, you don't have to give another charity, right? If you have this idea that one had an obligation to give to charities, then one has to give, right, equal proportions to each charity. One should give to all charities or none at all, this kind of stuff, right? This allows you to say, I want to give a present to this person, but I'm not going to give a present to that person. And the difference is, right, it's commendable if done. It's a nice thing to do to get somebody a present, but it's not required that you give everybody, right, in America a Christmas present on Christmas, right? Another good example of this is extraordinary courage in battle, right, where you expect people to go and show up and fight and do their duty. It's not expected that they go to extraordinary lengths, right, in pursuit of doing their duty. And you'll find these stories, right, some great reads, folks, the Medal of Honors. Right, when you take a look at the Medal of Honor winners, and you'll find some really, really heroic and moving stories about people who are under extraordinary stress, who do some incredible things, like the picture of Sergeant, I think it's Sergeant York here, who captures 115, 118 Germans all by himself one day. Right, so amazing stuff. If you want to take a chance, take some time out to sit down and consult, right, the stories of our Medal of Honor winners, right, certainly worthy of some attention. But that's the idea behind supererogatory. It's very useful in saying, this is why we went into Iraq and kicked out Saddam Hussein, but we didn't stop a dictator in Africa, right? Well, we're not required to stop any dictator. If we stop one dictator here, that's a good thing if done, but doesn't mean we have to go on and stop every other one. So it's also useful in foreign policy. So it's a very, very useful concept to distinguish between morally obligatory behavior and actions that are good if done, but are not required, not morally obligatory. Okay. Now, this is also, right, an interesting point in moral thought between the so-called negative and positive views of morality. In a negative view of morality, you have an obligation not to do things, not to cause harm to others, right, not to do X, Y, and Z. But you don't have an obligation to help others, right? That would be called positive morality, where you actually have an obligation to do, right, render assistance or help others, right, in a situation. Now, a lot of times positive morality can be seen as supererogatory inside of some systems of thought. Or, for instance, libertarian political thought would see negative morality as a given, would think positive morality is something up to each individual actor to be pursued as they see fit. And a very good example, right, of positive morality is, right, the Good Samaritan. You have this guy going on the road, right, and he comes along, meets a person that's been beat up by bandits. Other people have ignored him. He picks the wounded man up, takes him, right, to an inn, pays for his treatment, gives him money to take care for about a month or so until he comes back that way, which he'll finish up any other bills, right? So the Good Samaritan, is this behavior, right, required, more required, with the people that walked by and avoided, right, the fallen man, bad people, or is, right, the Good Samaritan doing a supererogatory act, right? Different questions you can get into in moral thought, whether you think positive morality is something we have an obligation to, right? But most people admit that we have some kind of morality not to harm others, not to commit murder, not to steal, not to do things like that. So negative morality, a little easier to establish and get consensus on, right? Positive morality, a little more difficult to establish and get consensus on, right, in moral thought. Thank you, everybody.